Hi everybody, this is your weekly horoscope for the week starting Monday the 23rd of October going through until Sunday the 29th of October, and I'm really excited to do this forecast for you this week because it looks like such a good week. It looks like one of the best weeks of the year. It's really positive, and I'm going to give you a day-by-day rundown of what is coming up this week. It looks really good. The reason that it is so good is that Jupiter, the lucky planet, is in Scorpio at the moment. It moved into Scorpio on the 10th of October. It moved out of Libra and into Scorpio. And Jupiter stays in each sign of the zodiac for about a year. So it's going to stay in Scorpio now until November 2018. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. So if you want to understand how you can make the most of your good luck and activate good fortune in your life, you're going to have to understand what Jupiter in Scorpio is about. So I've made a separate video on that. If you're interested, have a look at that. It'll go into more detail of how to align yourself with this planetary energy. We also have the Sun conjuncting Jupiter all week. And a conjunction means that two planets, they sit next to each other and they mesh and mold their energies together. Now the Sun is the center of our solar system. It is the most important thing in our galaxy. It brings life and energy and light and warmth. Without it, we wouldn't be here. And in the astrology, it has similar importance. It represents your identity, and it's what gives you a sense of passion and fun, and I'm doing this and I'm enjoying it and I feel good about it. When Jupiter and the Sun, so good luck and your identity, come together and they sit together all week, then you as an individual are a lucky individual. And whereas usually you have to bang your head against the wall to get somewhere, or you have to really work hard for an opportunity to arise and open, you're not going to have to do that this week because it's all just naturally, organically kind of rising out of you. So I'm going to give you a day-by-day rundown of this week. Starting on Monday, the 23rd of October, we've got the Sun moving into Scorpio at 25 minutes past 5 in the morning. So happy birthday to all you Scorpios. And the Sun is going to be in Scorpio for the next 30-ish days now, okay? So the Sun in Scorpio, our identity is going to be aligned with Scorpio. So the things that Scorpio values are emotional authenticity, getting to the truth of the matter, diving down to the real emotional crux and not kind of spending your time with surface level things, really kind of getting to the truth of the matter. And Scorpio is also very emotional, but in a controlled way. It's magnetic, it's sexual, it's interested in connecting with other people and things in a really pure, really profound emotional way. The moon is in Sagittarius on Monday as well, and that sextiles Venus in Libra. Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and it squares Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so first of all, the moon in Sagittarius is all about feeling adventurous, being interested in the future, what's going to happen next, being optimistic and motivated about what can happen, and kind of getting revved up for things to get going. The connection with Venus in Libra obviously means that what you're excited and revved up about is a connection with other people, people you love, things that are beautiful, and bringing those together and building on them so that you can have more of them in your life. The square with Neptune in Pisces means that all of this thinking that you're doing for the future, Neptune kind of puts the bigger perspective on that and says, do you know what? Monday is the time for you to try and realize your hopes and dreams in life. And to really dream the dream, no matter how difficult it seems, and to go in that direction. So on Monday, the 23rd of October, you maintain strong emotions, which really has been going on for a while now. The last couple of weeks have been emotional. But the great thing about this is that the emotional understanding of yourself and of others is mixed with this sense of optimism and love for the future. And with Neptune getting involved, you also have the ability not to just dream about the future and be optimistic about it, but you can manifest really what it is you want in all areas of your life by simply maintaining this positive frame of mind, committing to it and saying, no matter how difficult or how unlikely it may seem, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to keep that in my mind and I'm going to move towards it. And that's why it's such a positive and lucky week, because usually when things are difficult and seem impossible, we become discouraged and we don't have the energy or the fight to kind of try and make them happen. Monday, you're like a warrior. You're in a good way, because nothing is going to drag you down. Nothing's going to pull you down or take the wind out of your sails. It's straight ahead. The energy is strong, and you're going to do really, really well. On Tuesday, the 24th of October, we have Mercury, the communication planet, also going into Scorpio. So communication becomes much more intuitive, becomes much more emotionally centered, and it trines Neptune in Scorpio. So we've got the water planet of dreams, imagination, also in the sign of Scorpio. So we're at sea here at the moment, okay? Everything is about water, everything is about feelings, everything is about what's going on in here. And really, you know, meditation techniques developed by Ramana Maharshi, for instance, Who Am I? They are developed because we as human beings want to know what's inside. Where am I? Who am I? What is it that I am? Am I a spirit? Am I a human being? The answer is we're spiritual beings having human experiences, but when you start to shape and form your life based on what's going on in here, instead of what's going on out there, you start to have a much happier life. The moon is in Sagittarius, so still that sense of optimism. How can I make these things happen? How can I move forward with all of this? And that sextiles the sun in Scorpio and Jupiter in Scorpio. So your dreams become real. The things that you want, you can make happen. So Tuesday, the 24th, is an amazing day for ideas people, creative types, fantasists, manifestation work, mediums, clairvoyants, or anyone else tapping into their intuition. The messages you receive on this day will give you ideas, insights, and plans for how you can make these alterations in your actual life in an easy and organic way. So both Monday and Tuesday are also great days to travel, to get away, and especially if that travel and getting away represents an escape into fantasy a little bit. Because Monday and Tuesday are about exploring your inner world, your inner life, that inner fantasy landscape that you've got, which if you were to unleash that on the world, then your life would look like a dream come true. And this is really such an amazing week with Jupiter and the sun. It's almost like we're taking these inner treasure chests and gems and all of these wonderful things that are within you at the moment, and you're bringing them out into the real world, and it's all coming together. I'm really excited about this week. I don't know if you can tell, but I have. Now, moving on to Wednesday, the 25th of October, we have the moon going into Capricorn at 13 minutes past midnight. Now, the moon in Capricorn is much more earnest and much more focused on getting work done. So Sagittarius is like, let's gallop towards our dreams and let's be optimistic and focus on making them happen. Capricorn says, okay, we've identified the dream. Let's do the actual work to make this happen now. Let's put one brick on top of the next. The moon then sextiles the sun in Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio, Neptune in Scorpio, and Mercury in Scorpio. So I've talked about Jupiter and the sun and Neptune. Mercury in Scorpio, it means that emotionally and the way you communicate, your emotions are going to be laced in your communication. So the one thing I would warn you about with Mercury being in Scorpio is that potentially you could have quite a sharp tongue. If you're already someone who does have a sharp tongue, then that's going to be heightened by Scorpio. But with Mercury in Scorpio, you'll be able to speak much more freely and you'll have more access to your own feelings, and you can really communicate and get your point across in a way that's authentic and real. So it depends on where you are on the spectrum. If you use your mouth to attack other people and bring them down a notch, or if you're someone who finds it very difficult to kind of communicate their true feelings, here on Wednesday, you're going to find it much easier to open up. Like for instance, if you're someone who hasn't come out of the closet yet, and you're terrified because you don't know how people are going to react, Wednesday is a wonderful day to come out because you've got good luck on your side. You know who you are. There's no guilt or, if only I were different, why do I have to do this to my parents? I am what I am, therefore I can say it. It's incredibly liberating. So Wednesday, the 25th of October, all this amazing understanding that you've gathered about yourself and the world, your hopes and dreams, your desires, the future, all of that rises to the surface and you're able to actually work with them now with that moon in Capricorn. So you have great access to your own intuition and you can use your own insights to focus on your real life. And you can form it like clay. It's like Play-Doh. You can take your ideas and look at your life and it becomes malleable and it becomes changeable. You have the emotional strength. Scorpio is not weak. Scorpio has a sting to it. Scorpio is able to make things change. It's transformation. Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth. Phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? So your emotions are going to be that strong and that important and relevant that you give them weight and you say, I can take these feelings and I can use them to change the landscape of my life. Which is what we all do. If you're in a job that you despise, first of all, your feelings say, I do not like this job. Then the problematic thing of, well, what do I like comes along. Then you get to something that you potentially could like. And then the problem is, how do I actually become that? But it's all based on you. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's not like, my father had the butchery, so I'm a wonderful singer, but I'm going to do the butchery because that's what is expected. And then you're miserable. And then you just sing on the side. For some people, again, that'll work. Excuse me, any fathers who have butchery businesses and who want their sons to take over. For some people, that'll work. For other people, it's not going to be enough. And if you're not one of the people who is willing to settle for something that is less than your true life purpose, then this is your day to really come out. And I'm saying come out in all ways. This is what I really want to do for work. This is who I am sexually. This is who I really want to be with. This is what I want to do. That's what this day is about. Now it gets even better here. On Thursday, the 26th of October, we've got the Sun in Scorpio, really conjuncting Jupiter in Scorpio. They get very, very close. When two planets are 10 degrees apart, I use that as a conjunction, okay? But if they're 1 degree apart or at the exact same degree, that conjunction is going to be stronger than, let's say, for instance, they're 5 degrees apart. They're still going to mishmash their energies together, but it's not like when they're sitting right on top of each other. And Thursday is the one day when they really sit on top of each other. So your identity and the good luck planet, right on top of each other. The Capricorn moon, so this desire to be diligent and to work hard, that forms friction with Venus in Libra, and it sextiles, so it forms a harmonious relationship with the communication planet Mercury, which is still in Scorpio. So that recipe makes Thursday, the 26th of October, one of the luckiest days of the year in terms of your personal insights about what you desire, what it is you want, who you are, why you're here, an understanding of yourself and others. And there's also great luck and potential for love and romance. Because you're so open and you're so vulnerable to yourself, other people can see you for who you really are. You know, there aren't so many facades, masks. You're just your real self. And you're vibrating at your true frequency, basically. And other people are going to pick that up and they will be attracted to you. So Thursday, there's high motivation, there's enthusiasm, and there's room for a million opportunities to come your way. It's also a wonderful day for people who work to influence others. to present something in its best possible light, whether that's you presenting yourself in your best possible light just by naturally being at your true frequency, or whether you need to use communication. Remember, Mercury is the communication planet in Scorpio. With all of this Capricorn and the Sun and Jupiter, you'll be able to communicate things in a way that influences people favorably towards what you're saying. Friday the 27th of October, we have the moon going into Aquarius at 1 p.m. The moon in Aquarius is much more detached. It's an air sign. Aquarius looks at the human experience as a whole. So I am not just one person and my feelings are the be all and end all. What about all of these people in this community? So the perspective shifts now. You become much more not detached, but your perspective widens and broadens. The moon then squares Jupiter in Scorpio and the Sun in Scorpio, and Venus in Libra squares Pluto in Capricorn. So the moon in Aquarius with the Jupiter and Sun in Scorpio gives you the ability to really do great things for other people. Venus in Libra makes connections with other people wonderful and easy. And Pluto in Capricorn is the phoenix rising from the ashes. Through all of these new connections, through all of this ease, through all of this emotional stuff coming to the surface, Pluto in Capricorn can really change your life in a real sense, not just in an emotional dream sense. So Friday, a more objective perspective starts to take hold. There's a genuine, practical desire to bring more joy and love into your life and into the lives of other people. You should consider, well, should is a bad word. I don't want to use should. You don't have to do anything, but you can consider how your actions can make positive contributions on this day because of that Aquarius moon. So rather than just thinking about your lover and your happiness and how you feel and what you want to do, you have now the potential to really cast your mind out there and to see the bigger picture and to say, how can I make a positive contribution to the greatest number of people? It's an amazing week. I mean, amazing. Saturday, the 28th of October, we have the Aquarius moon still. That trines Venus in Libra. Those two together is really harmony with other people. Aquarius is about being a humanitarian, being selfless. Venus in Libra loves parties, it loves to socialize, it loves to be elegant, refined, beautiful, it loves to chat, communicate, throw its head back and laugh at funny jokes. Those two then square Mercury in Scorpio. So we've got all this levity, we've got all these party kind of feelings. Mercury in Scorpio adds the depth. It adds the emotional core to it. So this is the difference between a one-night stand and an actual relationship. The one-night stand would be Aquarius moon and Venus in Libra, although the Aquarius moon would say, is this really good for you in the long run? Is it helping other people? But Mercury in Scorpio isn't going to settle for something trivial like that. It wants something meaningful. So on Saturday, again, we're in romance season here. Okay, so you objectively see someone or something that simply clicks within you. You see what you want and you're able to communicate it very articulately and in a very eloquent, clear, concise way. The shadow side of this day, because I'm just looking at, things are wonderful this week, but the only shadow I see is that Mercury in Scorpio. And if your desires are rejected, for instance, let's say you have, for whatever reason, some bad luck on this day. If something doesn't go the way you would quite like, then accept that for what it is. Don't let it ruin the whole day. Move beyond it, move past it, and look at things that will work. But if there is something that really throws you and blocks you, the thing that can happen with Mercury being in Scorpio is that you can develop quite a sharp tongue again in an attempt to balance out the disappointment scales by taking someone else down by a notch or two and to get your own back. Because Scorpio is also, it remembers things that have hurt emotionally and it doesn't let go of those. So I would say that Scorpio can hold a grudge, and Scorpio is going to have a tendency to say, you hurt me, I'm justified to hurt you. So this is a wonderful week. Don't get involved in mudslinging like that. If someone on this day, you know, or something is really just the end for you, it's just the best beyond. Oh my God, I'm what is it? Happy as can be. And that doesn't work out for you. Don't let that stop you, and don't let that be the defining moment on the day. Keep looking for things that do work for you, because something is going to click. It is romance season. You are going to discover something that you love and enjoy. But most things don't just come, you know, 100% free of charge, handed to you on a silver platter. And on Saturday, there may be a slight kind of issue. Look beyond it, move past it. It's going to be an amazing day. Finally, Sunday the 29th of October, we have the moon going into Pisces at 11:47 in the evening. So the moon, again, is what we feel like. In Pisces, it's now very emotional, it's very sensitive, it's intuitive, but it's less kind of aggressive than Scorpio. It's more self-sacrificing. And also, this is really bad news for me personally, because British summertime ends and the clocks go back 1 hour and we're going into Greenwich Mean Time. It's terrible. It means that, well, I mean, in Europe here, we're very lucky because we have great summers in the sense that it's light until 10 p.m. But now with the change of the clocks, it's pitch black. It gets early at like, I don't know, it gets light at like 8 or 9, and then it's dark by 3:30 or 4. I'm gonna have to get my sad lamp out. Okay. So that only applies to people with the time change. If the clocks don't go back where you are, then don't worry about it. The Pisces moon trines Jupiter and the sun in Scorpio, and it forms a grand trine with the Gemini midheaven. So the Pisces moon is very intuitive. Remember, you've got all these great insights already. Pisces brings that up even more and makes it even more spiritual. Jupiter's there, good luck, good fortune. The sun is in Scorpio, emotional intensity. A grand trine is an area of real talent, and Gemini is the communication sign. So Sunday is another great day for emotional depth and insight, plus the ability to express that in a way that is understandable to others. You know, it's one thing to say that I have these complex, deep feelings for you, but if I'm just talking gibberish and you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, then it makes no, who cares, right? So you're able to really express yourself in a way that will come across and that other people will understand. It's an amazing day for writers and communicators because everything just comes out perfectly. The ability to influence others and to truly open yourself up to another person and to allow intimacy is really possible. That's because of the Pisces moon, to just kind of lay yourself bare. Scorpio, again, emotional truth, but also with a bit of a sting to it and saying, I can influence this to get what I want out of it. It's a wonderful day to... The reason this week is so lucky is because you're both emotionally vulnerable and open and available to have intimacy in your life, but it's all under the umbrella of Scorpio. And Scorpio brings with it this innate system of not being made a fool of, not being taken advantage of, not being given the runaround and accepting it. Scorpio is like a built-in Queen of Swords or King of Swords. Because Scorpio is emotional, but it's also really, it keeps score in a sense. And Scorpios, excuse me if you disagree with this, but Scorpios don't just let their feelings take them places. Like a Pisces, for instance, is like, oh, I feel, so therefore I have to give. Scorpios are, I feel, how can I use this to my advantage? And that's why this is such an awesome week, because you can open up emotionally and really get your insights while still maintaining boundaries. You know, there's no point in dating and every time you go on a date and you fall in love within 2 seconds, I'm talking about myself here a little bit, I think, and getting your heart broken every 2 seconds, at some point you've got to have a little bit of a boundary and think, this person is great and they're wonderful and they have something to offer, but I'm also great and wonderful and I have something to offer. And is this going to work both ways? And seeing yourself in a much more objective light rather than just, you know, giving it all away free of charge with no kind of expectation, and then you get your heart broken. So that's why this is so awesome, because you really have, your head is switched on via Scorpio, your feelings are switched on, and it's the best balance that we can have. And then Jupiter and the Sun bring good luck to all of that, which means that you're in the perfect state of being, the environment is in the perfect state. Combine those two and you're going to have an amazing, awesome week. Simple as that. So I hope you have a wonderful time. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's free of charge. In my private readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. And the astrology gives me a blueprint of your soul. Like the astrology chart that you can see here up on the screen, I see your birth chart like that, and I can see what your vocational aptitudes are, what your life purpose is, where you've been in a past life, what you're trying to achieve in this lifetime. I can look at your strengths and weaknesses. By using the predictive astrology, progress charts, transits, solar return charts, the tarot, numerology, I can look at what's coming up for you in future in terms of your love life, in your career, what to do with the career, whether you should change it, whether there are things you can tweak, in terms of spirituality, love life, health, family, learning, education. All of those things are literally printed on the chart. All I need to do is read it. It's amazing. That's why I love astrology so much. If you're interested in that, then please get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. Have a fabulous week. The monthly horoscopes are going to come out towards the end of October. I know I've been holding out on you guys with those for a little bit, but I'm trying to make them the best I can, and I've been looking at different formats, so I don't want to build it up too much and then you see the actual format and this is what this guy took a month to come up with. But I'm trying to make them better, so watch this space for the monthly horoscopes for Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer and Virgo and Libra and Scorpio for November 2017. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll speak to you daily for the daily tarot readings, next week for this weekly forecast, and then in November for the monthly forecast for your sign of the zodiac. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon.